how do we build relationships with children? Whether as teachers or as parents or as kin. This is a question that is really significant to us at Small World. And this week we've really been thinking about how do ideologies and educational theories shape the ways in which we build relationships with children. We've been thinking in particular about the theories of developmentalism. So developmentalism sees the child as moving through a set of irreversible, clearly identifiable stages of development. And of course, parents are painfully familiar with this series of stages because that is what informs notions of milestones and give guidelines to parents of what types of growth they should expect at certain ages. And while this is really helpful, it is based on, at its core, a comparison of the child to the adult. And that's really important to unpack. So in developmentalism, the norm is the adult, and the child is being compared according to adult knowledge to the adult. And what this does is it really stops us from appreciating all the things that children are so much better at than adults. Instead, we see them as being less mature, less competent, as having a deficit really. And so when I just think of the children in my class, they are children who are way better than me at expressing themselves artistically, at learning a new language, at asking philosophical questions, at paying attention to detail. There are myriad things that children are incredibly good at, and in fact way better than adults at. But what developmentalism does is it puts the adult as the norm, and thus the child is always seen as having a deficit. So there are ways in which we can challenge this. And I'm reminded of a quote by Glennon Metten, which says, do not allow yourself to be so concerned with raising a good child that you forget you already have one. And it's something that I see with a lot of parents, and in my own experiences of parenting, it's so easy to fixate on what our children will become that we forget who they are in this very moment, that they are whole, they are not incomplete adults, they are whole children, they are in this very moment incredible human beings. And I think it would be amazing if in our building relationships with children we allow space for that, space for us to acknowledge the wholeness of the child.